5 is more than the 6. With the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker, change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little.
You know, you know what, Stormy? I'm not even going to say anything. We're just going to get directly to the smoke. Let's talk to a man that actually. Oh, yeah, I might have said that. Let's just get right to the. Yeah, that part. We're going to talk to a man that actually did this first. A cruiserweight that came to heavyweight, put those paws on Fury first. So I'm going to just pass the mic to the professionals, so the professionals can explain what happened. Steve, what's good, Steve?
Hey, yo, what's up? Y'all hear me good?
Loud and clear, good brother.
All right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Let me take y'all off of this sound in the car.
No doubt.
Let's see if I can get y'all off of this.
Ooh, look who pulled up. Jeff Mayweather in the building. Salute, good brother. You're on mute, good brother. Jeff, you're on mute. I'm gonna hang back, and I see y'all in the chat. I'm gonna hang back. I want the pros to explain to me, because I'm not a pro. I'm a supporter like everybody else. I want the pros to explain to me, and Stormy, that's you included. Now, I just sparred, a bunch of stuff. So apparently, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So I want the pros to explain exactly what the hell happened last night, because I don't know much. You know what I mean? Salute to Tat Lord sending that super chat. He said that Alistair Goon and Abdullah the Butcher had a child. You get Tyson Fury. That's messed up, bro. Apex Prowler, he said salute Drew TV in the chat. Man, salute to you, good brother. Man, salute. Jeff Mayweather in the building. How you doing, good brother?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing splendid, brother. So basically, I saw what happened last night, but I'm here for the education. I'm here for the education. So you're here. Stormy B-Man's here. Steve Cunningham is here. And I just want to know. I'm gonna go to Steve first, because he actually has been in this position, and he knew what time it was. And I saw your Instagram post. I said, man, how did I know this brother was gonna post something, man? I knew. So take us through it. Take us through it. What happened last night? Take us through it.
Man, the fight, man, it was a good fight. Fury came game plan ready. He didn't do. I was a little surprised that he didn't go into the lean in and all of that. That he tried to actually outbox Usyk. I don't know what's up with them guys. AJ tried it, and now Fury tried it, and it fails. Like, I get it though, because being a champion, man, the challenge, that's a challenge. I'm gonna outbox one of the best boxers we've seen in decades. And AJ tried it, and he failed. Now Fury tried to box, and the jab was working well. And he sent him up with that short uppercut on the inside. But you have a guy like Usyk who weathers the storm. It's not even a storm to him. He's figuring you out already, on the go, on the fly, working his way in. Boom. That ninth round, man, sealed the deal. You know what I'm saying? If any round was close, that ninth round sealed the deal. Me personally, if you go back and look at, that ninth round where Usyk had Fury failing from rope to rope, the referee should have waived that.
Yeah.
The referee should have waived that fight in the 9th round. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. Fury fell back on them ropes. Had not those ropes been there 3 or 4 times, he'd have been on the canvas. You know, and then he got up. He got off the ropes when the ref finally decided to give the 8 count. He was discombobulated. You know, a lot of other people. A lot of other people, the ref would waive that, but Fury gets these caveats in boxing that a lot of other fighters do not get. I'm just keeping it real, but overall, great. It was a good performance on Fury's part too. He used his size, man. That jab, man, it was key. But Usyk got in there, man. He got in there, and that's all you need is one shot. The cruiserweights have power. People fail to realize we are the original heavyweights. We're in this era now. We're in this era now where all of these bigger dudes are they're just monsters, man. 6'9", 6'7", 250, man. We're the original heavyweights, so we do crack. It's just people don't give the cruiserweights the time of day for whatever reason.
Well, you know, the human jaw's not meant to be hit. And there was proof last night. Usyk's not labeled a power puncher, man, but he tapped him. That was crazy.
I got something to say about that.
Yeah.
They did the same thing to me. They didn't label me a power puncher. And it's like, did I ever get ran over by any fighter outside of Fury? It took a man 6'9", 269 pounds to KO me, you know? And the way he did it, it was a little faulty, but whatever. Let's just go with the official take is he KO'd me. Right. I've been in there with elite fighters since 2004. None of them dudes ran me over, even in a loss. None of them ran me over. So I told this one fan, this one fan was like, oh, Cunningham doesn't have power. This other guy said, yo, Cunningham's been fighting top dudes since 2004. He said, you're not going to see too many elite guys getting knockouts fighting on the elite level all the time. You know what I'm saying? You have exceptions, Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? You have guys like that are the exception. But look at the elite fighters. They're not knocking each other out. So Usyk's been fighting elite cruiserweight, 5 fights back to back. Now elite heavyweight. Okay, He's not getting knockouts, but nobody's running him over because he has power. They're not running in there. They ain't stupid.
No, that's a true story. That's a true story. And salute to Jay Wayne Citizen. He said, Drew with the superstar panel, man. On a job, man. For real. Yeah, you right, man. You right, man. And I stand by that, man. When I was in the gyms, they said, man, the human jaw is not meant to get hit. You get caught one good time. I don't care who it is. Now, some jaws are stronger than others, but anybody could get touched. Anybody could get it. Anybody. So I'm going to go over to Jeff. Jeff, brother, your thoughts on what we saw last night? Because I guess history was made last night. So your thoughts?
Well, it was kind of, the fight was close. It could have went either way. I mean, it would have made no difference if they gave it to Tyson Fury. I thought he did enough, but it's kind of like he was just saying that these guys are trying to outbox Usyk. I mean, Tyson Fury, why are you 6'9" or 6'8", whatever you are, 6'7", I don't know what it is, but you're too big to be just dancing around, backing up the whole time of the fight. Because I mean, even if Usyk is not even doing anything, he's putting pressure on him. He's putting pressure on him and making him go backwards. So, I mean, that makes it look like he's winning.
Yeah.
And
who had the better?
And I mean, so to me, I think that.
Hold on. You hear me, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. I think that I think Usyk controlled. He had the better ring generalship.
Yeah, overall.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he was pressing the fight. I mean, and Tyson Fury was moving backwards.
Yeah.
And if you're moving backwards, most of the time that means that you're on the defense and you're not really on your offense.
Right.
And every time he went forward, he did great, but he didn't go forward enough.
Yeah, I agree. He what Fury does. Fury has a habit. When he can't do what he needs to do, or what he feels he wants to do, what happens is he starts playing to the audience to try and get public opinion on his side, waving to the crowd, putting his hands behind his back. Usyk was all business, and when that wore off, and it got to the business, when he weathered the storm, when he took those big shots that Fury hit him with, and Usyk was still in his chest, it's like, oh man. And what I've seen is that Fury, when Fury's not, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this, when Fury's not on drugs, he has no second gear.
Facts.
He has no second gear. Because that's not the same Fury that fought Deontay Wilder in the third fight where it's round 11 and he's on his toes moving around. That's not the same guy after getting dropped twice in the fourth round. So this is what happens when you have a drug-free Tyson Fury. A glove, a clean glove, no poison, none of that stuff. And he fought this was a drug-free Tyson Fury, and towards the stretch, you know, I believe that Usyk, the clean fighter, the more thorough fighter, the battle-tested fighter, the smaller guy, but he turned into a goddamn honey badger that night. If y'all know anything about honey badgers, they're ruthless.
The honey badgers is beast.
Yeah, and that's what happened. Yeah, Jeff, you want to say something?
No, I was just saying that, you know, basically that's what I saw. I saw a smaller man walking down a much bigger man that actually, if Tyson Fury would have fought him the way he fought Deontay Wilder, it'd have been a whole different story. I mean, putting that pressure on him and everything, but he didn't. He did the exact same thing like Anthony Joshua. He tried to outbox him,
right?
And that didn't work.
It didn't, man. That was insane, man. That was a brilliant performance. Let me go to the rock stars in the building, as y'all can see. We got Fred Kendall and Lehman Brutson, man. How y'all brothers doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Excellent. Good to have you guys back, man.
Hey, good.
Excellent. Let me go to Lehman Brewster, brother. Your thoughts on what happened last night?
It was a good showing, man. Usyk showed up, and as you guys just really outlined it, man. Fury didn't show up. The Fury that fought Deontay Wilder, you know, he took the mindset, or should I say the game plan that Anthony Joshua took, whereas he was going to go out there and use his jab and, you know, use the educated jab. And, you know, I know for a fact that judges don't like to see fighters that showboat. And he did a lot of showboat. He played a lot. And I was telling my wife during the fight, I said, you know, if he continue to play like this, he's going to get caught. And he might even get knocked out. And I think that the punches he got caught with trying to showboat, I think that also led to his demise, you know. I'm looking to see a rematch between these two guys, man. It was a great fight. I can't take it away from Usyk whatsoever. He definitely earned it. He earned my respect. You know, I was surprised. I thought that Tyson Fury was going to put on a much greater fight, a much greater show, but he didn't show up, you know. And so that's my take on it.
Yeah. Frizz, your thoughts?
It was pretty interesting that like Lehman was saying, I'm surprised Fury wasn't walking him down, you know. I don't know, maybe because he lost not too much of a weight. I mean, he had a faster jab, But like when he was fighting Deontay, he'll walk him down, hold him, stuff like that, and put his body weight and just wear him out. And then he had a better, more crispy jab and more punches and bunches. In this fight, he did pretty well throughout the middle rounds. He even gave him some hard body shots. I don't know if you all seen that.
Yeah.
He stopped Usyk plenty of times in the middle of the fight with those body shots. And kind of find out those uppercuts, that he knocked out Dylan White with. He caught Usyk with a couple of them and broke Usyk's jaw. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
No.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, his jaw. Yeah, he had to go straight to the hospital right after the fight. Yeah. So, man, there's a lot of things a lot of people don't know. And Fury, broke his jaw with an uppercut. I don't know what round was that. But, he could have threw more punches, man. I just don't understand. Why wouldn't he throw a right hand? He's a lefty. I do good against softpaws. I do great against softpaws, but certain fighters just can't let their hands go. I mean, if you would have just dropped off a right hand straight, the fight could have been a little different. I mean, he hurt Fury, in the last couple of rounds, all over the ring. And, I mean, Fury just, like I said, all that taunting, moving, having his hands back and all that affected his boxing. And they gave it to the right man, split decision.
Let's try it again. I just sent you another link.
I thought, Fury, he finished the 12th round strong. So, worst case scenario, I'm surprised it wasn't a draw, but, they gave it to Usyk, and, Fury's been a champion for a long time, and normally you got to take it from a champ, knock him down, knock him out, but, Fury, he edged him. So, that's the name of the game.
All right.
Let me go to Stormy. Got a question for you. Where was the pressure and the power that we've seen from Tyson Fury? Because I haven't seen it in the last two fights in Saudi. What do you think happened there?
It was all a figment of everybody's imagination. Let me tell you something. You got some professional guys on this panel tonight. Salute to everybody. And I do believe that the brother USS would know what I'm getting ready to say. Layman will know what I'm going to say. And Frez, you know that I know that you know what I'm going to say is always going to ring solid. The heavyweight division is devoid of real boxers. Real boxers. Guys who can box for 12 rounds. You got guys out there that can punch. You got guys out there who can clean people up. If you let them touch you, they can do some damage. You got some guys out there who haven't been tested as far as the skill sets. This is the first fight that Tyson Fury went into with a guy with such decorated credentials and a reputation of having an accomplishment behind him and presently on the path that he's on. Tyson was psyched out because he wasn't ready to deal with what he had to face. It's as simple as that. And being 6'7", because he's not 6'9".
No, he's
being
not.
6'7" as he is with 84-inch reach, he has had a lot of advantage over other fighters because of his extremities and everything. But if you're only moderate in boxing yourself, you can only use that to a certain degree. Did he get away with a lot against Wilder? Absolutely he did. But let me know when's the last time that Deontay Wilder outboxed somebody for 12 rounds with boxing ability. Not knockout ability, boxing ability. We even know that Deontay has had a succession of rounds in fights that he was losing before he knocked someone out. So, somebody pulls a gun on you. Do you run away from the gun or you run to the gun?
You gotta get to the gun.
You got to get to the gun. And so when he fought Wilder in the second two fights, he went to the gun. Took the gun out of the gunman's hand.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? With Usyk is a 5-dimensional fighter. Not many of them out there today, but he is one. And guess who was going after who? Usyk was going after Fury. And he was touching him. Wasn't trying to knock him out. He was scoring. Hitting him to the body, hitting him on the shoulder, hitting him in the face, coming over the top, jabbing him to the chin. He was hitting him with a variety of shots that ordinarily you don't even see these things happening to Fury. Now, could Fury box? At moments he could. He could keep him at the end, but he couldn't keep it consistently because that's not who he is. It's not. He's been bluffing the entire time. And sometimes what he does outside the ring, his mouth, his antics, gets to people psychologically. But Usyk told him the entire build-up, he said, I am not going to leave you alone. In other words, I'm going to be right there with you.
Yep.
And he was there. And even as the rounds that Fury put together, because he put together a string of like 4 or 5 rounds where he was in his rhythm, he was beating him with the jab, he was moving and everything. Usyk never stopped. And he had a breakthrough. And when he had that breakthrough, something happened that Fury didn't think could happen, that Usyk could hurt him. And we heard the brother Cunningham say earlier that the one thing that people think about those cruiserweights that they can't pop. They still 200-pound men.
That's right.
And they still can crack.
That's right.
And Fury was never the most, he never had the jaw of, Ray Mercer or something. Listen, he's been down, they said it 7 times.
That's right.
In his career. Usyk almost had Joshua out in their first fight. They rang the bell for that fight 12 seconds early. Save Joshua.
Yeah.
And when people say, well, why didn't Joshua go out after him and lean on? Because he can freaking punch, but not just as a knockout punching guy. His punches got snapped. They come from weird angles. They come because he's a southpaw. He could box. He's got good mobility and good foot placement because that's very important.
That's right.
And so Joshua, who's already not that mentally confident and secure within himself, when he starts seeing the guy's jab is better, it's more effective, I can't get him and nail him where I want, I can't intimidate him and everything, what else is there to fall back on outside of being a big guy with muscles and who can punch a little hard? Boxing is not about those type of muscles. It's about that muscle up here.
That's right.
And what's inside of here. And you're seeing it at the elite level of this sport. The real estate is shrinking. And who is building on it and who's falling to the wayside. You're seeing it. You're seeing it. And that's the thing that people get in extreme denial about, because you have a lot of folks out here that lead the charge on what's popular and all of that kind of stuff, but people don't want to know the truth because there's very few people who can tell the truth and help you to understand what the truth really is. But that's what was happening last night. And you saw the same thing in the Frank Sanchez fight with Ajit Kabiel. Same thing. Same thing.
I think
that's where we are.
I think this is a good time because I want to go back to Jeff for a second, but I want to go to Layman Brewster. You was a heavyweight, but I always got to go back to this because I watched that night, brother. And you know what I'm going to say, the Vladimir Klitschko fight. You were the smaller guy. You were the underdog. And it looked like he was going to get you. It looked like it. Take us through what happened in that fight, because you was the smaller guy, and Vladimir was on a tear. He was on an absolute tear. And then he ran into you. Take us through those motions.
But this that particular fight was the first fight that I ever trained for. That I trained with the mentality of not trying to win the rounds. I trained with the mentality that in order for me to win this fight, I have to get him tired. I have to take him into the deep water. And so in camp, we train 4-minute rounds with 15-second rest and 7,500 feet altitude in Big Bear, using 4 and 5 heavyweights, 6'5", 250, naturally you pay them, but paying them $1,000 cash if they could manage to even knock me down and take a knee after I was only going 2 or 3 rounds, and then they would switch out and they would just keep switching to keep a fresh man in there. So the fight was not about me winning the fight with punches thrown per round. It was about me being able to get Vladimir Klitschko tired so that I could fight my fight, which was to take him into the deep water to make him drown. But in order to do that, man, I had to go through hell. And I actually didn't plan on turning up the tempo until the 6th round. But I heard him breathing really, really hard between the 3rd and 4th round. Mm-hmm. I saw him starting to get desperate in that 4th and 5th round. And so I just made the decision that I was going to go ahead and turn it up. I was actually holding back. Like my trainer, he said, we go to him with defense in mind. So I was going to him aggressively to make him punch when he didn't want to punch, make him hold when he didn't want to hold. And it worked beautifully, but it was very hard because you're walking into the storm, forcing him to throw these punches at me, trying to evade them as best I could. And he's very strong and he's very fast and he's skilled. And so, like I said, once I got him to a point where I could hear his breathing, and I remember I threw a body shot at one point, he lifted his leg up after I hit him with the body shot. I said, yeah, I got him. I said, I got him. And once I took the knee, because he did hit me with a shot, and then he stepped back and he saw it hurt me, but before he could step back in and try to finish me, I took a knee, and I made sure that everything that I went through in camp, which was not to jump straight up, look over at your corner, let them know you're okay, give them a nod, and then go right to them as soon as the bell say fight. And as soon as I did that, man, and I had never been down before. And when I did that, I could see in his eyes, it was almost like he just said, man, I quit. The look in his eyes after I got up off the canvas, after I took the 8 count. And when I ran over to him, he was just like, this dude he's not human. And so I knew that I had to fight this guy in a harsh manner. I told him before the fight that you was going to have to kill me in order to win. And so everything about me in that fight was dedicated to me wearing him down. And that's what I did, man.
And that was a wonderful job. Because like I said, HBO, they got right behind the Klitschko train, both of those brothers. And you were supposed to be food for him.
Yeah.
And once you took his best shot and kept coming, he didn't know what to do. He gassed out and everything. Yeah. He got tired of punching you on top of your head, and then he folded. Yeah. He folded, man. And that was brilliant work. And these are the things that these bigger guys, these new heavyweights, these new 300-pound guys, they don't know what to do with that. When the smaller heavyweights or the cruiserweights come up, and then when they realize, man, it's round 9, and now I'm starting to feel the shit when he hit me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened. Let me go to Fresh. Your thoughts on what Lehman said.
Yeah, so I remember being in Puerto Rico, and me, Tito Trinidad, my trainer, Papa Trinidad, and my wife and my kids, I was telling them, man, I got history with this man. He's the one that beat Nate Jones, actually knocked Nate Jones in the amateurs, and I'm surprised he lost the decision to Nate Jones. So ever since he turned pro, I always, used to tell my kids, he's got to be on the look. You got to watch him. And what a coincidence that night when he was fighting Klitschko. A lot of people counting him out. Everybody. I'm an expert, so I'm a realist. Me and Tito, in Puerto Rico, like, man, he was telling me in Spanish, man, Flair, él le va a ganar a Klitschko. Este es el corazón. What he's saying is, Tito saying, he's going to beat Klitschko because Brewster had heart. And I agree with Tito Trinidad. And you see what happened. The heart overwhelmed, the power, the height, the hype, all that. And I was celebrating in Puerto Rico that night.
That was hard. Jeff,
yes.
Your thoughts. Your thoughts when these smaller guys rise to the occasion.
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, what surprised me is that these guys are still heavyweights. I mean, really a cruiserweight is really a heavyweight as well. But the thing is that in both of the fights with Anthony Joshua and the fight with Tyson Fury, for some reason they try to outbox this guy rather than, go at them and use their size advantage. I mean, I think that if he fought, like I said, if he fought him the way he fought Wilder, with all that holding and draining him and all that,
yeah,
it would have been a different fight. But he was too busy running.
Do you remember what happened the first time he tried to do that to Usyk? What Usyk did to him?
No.
Usyk.
The fight was. Don't get me wrong. The fight was still close.
No. I'm bringing up something that's not touched on. The difference between Wilder and he. When he tried to do that to Usyk, Usyk threw his ass off of him.
Oh, okay.
Teddy Atlas, who trained Mike Tyson early on, he said that there was a time when Tyson would be on the inside with fighters and he'd fight and punch out of being on the inside. But when he would get lazy, he put his arms behind the guy on the inside. In other words, submitting to the clinches.
Yeah.
You see, nobody is going to hold you that you ain't going to allow them to hold you, especially if you know what to do. There are things that you can do with your elbows, forearms, keeping your elbows tucked in, keeping guys off, a little shouldering here and there. We saw the guy doing that in the fight last night with Brian Norman Jr., that Santillan kid. He was shouldering Brian all night long, and the ref wasn't even saying nothing too much about it. But the whole point of it is there are guys who are versed in and taught on how to conduct and handle themselves in the ring. I just said a moment ago, there are so many who are not, that it can make others who get away with so much look a little more superior, look a little more fearsome, or whatever, how you want to phrase it. But that's not necessarily so until you run into someone who's capable of handling themselves. And then it's like, oh, that's how that's supposed to go. You understand? That's exactly what it is. And he was dealing with a man last night who knew he was shorter and had a shorter reach and had to get close and wasn't afraid to get close and knew how to use his footwork to get close. We're talking about a lot of layers here that other fighters don't freaking have. And sooner or later, it's going to sink into the minds of people that it's a reason that it's called the sweet science and it ain't called brawling and mauling. Simple as that.
Let me go to KG. KG, what you got, good brother?
Dude, what's up, fellas? Smaller guys and bigger guys. In Usyk's case, he had the dance steps. You know what I'm saying? He was able to keep his feet moving. He had the hand gestures. He utilized feints. And in the beginning, it had them Fury tense. So the big man didn't know how to approach a guy that's pretty much fleet of foot. He could cover the dance steps that Fury could cover, and it kept him off. He wanted to fight off his back foot, but he wasn't utilizing the jab enough. I heard Jeff say he liked his jab. I liked it too, but he wasn't utilizing it enough because it you know what I'm saying? Usyk was able to get inside that elbow and play the inside and then bounce back out. Like I said, the footwork, he was able to dance in and dance out. And that's confidence right there, because at any time Fury, he was looking to lay on him. And I spoke on this earlier on Stormy B-Man show. Coach Mustafa teaches that shoulder bump. Step in, make the fighter smother his punches. Every time Fury looked to grab him, shoulder bumped him and bounced back out. He'll push right back off of him. He was allowing him to lay on him. Fury looks to them weaken his opponent's legs by laying on these guys. Usyk wasn't allowing that. His feet moved the entire fight. I said, this guy's not going to stand still. So him doing that, Fury couldn't get a read on it until maybe the middle rounds when he was landing those single punches. But he wasn't setting nothing up because Usyk wasn't allowing it to. He'd catch a glancing punch and veer it off because he knew another punch was coming. So like I said, the smaller man was the smarter man. So he utilized his smarts in this fight. So the size really didn't pretty much it didn't make a difference here to me fully. And Usyk said it in the press conference. He said, if the biggest damn animal in the jungle was the king, it'd be the elephant. You know what I'm saying? So he said, the size don't matter here. And he said that, and this man was serious. He didn't play the games, the gypsy games that Fury tried to play. You can't play the games against the Joker, man.
I'll do you one better than that. Well, I'll add to what you're saying, KG.
Do that.
The kiss of death was when I saw Evander Holyfield in his locker room.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I said, oh, shit, he's going to win.
And I've had conversations with him, man. Good guy, man. Good man, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Knuckles still hard.
Yeah, man, listen. I met him in Vegas. I said, man, this brother can still go. I wouldn't fight him right now. He's like, he's knocking on 60. I'm not doing it. You crazy? You ain't going to try that, man.
Did you see Usyk's reaction, though, after Evander left? He looked like a little boy that just met
a little boy, starstruck.
Yeah, he sure did.
but my point of bringing up Evander is he was not the biggest heavyweight when the heavyweight started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, and that guy, if he caught you clean, he's knocking your block off. You know, Evander was tough. You know, there's only a handful of guys that I see like that now. You see, what I'm saying is there was a bit of a mystique behind Fury. And I've been saying this for a while now. You know, listen, it's no secret I don't like the guy. But, you know, we're dealing with the facts. This is not the same guy we're used to seeing. You know, but here's what we know. There was a lot of tricks with this guy. Drug uses, suspensions, all of this stuff. And I know this is the second fight that he's had in Saudi where he's had to been clean, that we're getting a subpar performance. Now, the fight was close, but 6'7", 6'9", 250 pounds, he was supposed to beat the shit out of Usyk. He didn't do it. And he had his moments, but he couldn't get him out of there. This is classic David and Goliath, man. Classic. And David won that. And I don't mind. Trick Notes in the building, my brother Anthony, man. What's good, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, Drew. Everybody on the panel, how y'all doing, man? This is an all-star panel. Look at them, man. Look at this panel.
Peace.
Jeff, man, we come back to Houston, man.
I don't know. Actually, we're finna fight. Well, not Dallas. We're gonna fight Dallas.
Okay.
Next week, but it's gonna be in L.A.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Well, listen. Once again, man, everybody in the panel, how y'all doing? Everybody in the chat. You know, great fight with Usyk and Tyson Fury. And you know, when I watched that fight, I kind of felt I was watching Chris Bird against Vitaly Klitschko. For the simple fact, the little man started walking the big man down.
Yeah.
And I know Vitaly hurt his arm, but you could see slowly but surely Chris Bird was walking him down and walking him down. That's just my comparison a little bit. And even I was picking Fury to win the fight by late stoppage. He almost got stopped, and the little man was the bigger man in the fight, and
that's true.
I guess, little man was little man was the bigger man in the fight, and I was impressed by Usyk, man. Definitely late, coming on. The fight was close. Don't get me wrong. But when you get hit and you get the stumbling back like that, man, the judges look at stuff like that. You rumbling, you stumbling, and they could easily stop that fight. But shout out to Usyk, man, for a good victory. I'm looking forward to the rematch. Let
me ask you a question. I'm sorry to cut you off, but let me ask you a question. Layman, you had Klitschko out the same way, and they stopped it. Now that I think about it, they stopped it.
Yep.
I don't know why they keep doing this for Fury, bro.
But the one thing with Fury is this. I still don't think Fury is the same fighter that he once was that beat Deontay Wilder. Because they had a lot of damage done to both of them. And that's why we don't see when Wilder fought his last fight, he looked like nothing. They both beat each other up really bad in those 3 fights.
Oh, well, I'll jump in here and say this to you guys, man. I'm sure as I was told, every time a man goes into the ring and he has a hard fight, he leaves a little bit of that inside the ring. Yeah. And in the case of a Fury, like as you have mentioned, Jeff, about that fight with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, they both left something in that ring 3 times.
Yeah.
And anytime a man goes into a fight and he has a hard fight, he leaves a little bit of himself in that fight. And I speak from my own experience. I remember being in camp with Lennox Lewis and me and Emmanuel Stewart just having conversations, and he was just breaking down to me the difference between boxers and fighters with hard styles. And then he was pointing out people like Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier. Hard fights take a little bit out of you, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And I look at myself and I look back and I'm like, yeah, he was absolutely right, because some of the hard fights that I had, you leave a little bit of yourself inside of the ring. And so, I get it. I do not expect for Tyson Fury to fight any better than he fought last night, because he had other fights where he left a little bit of himself in the ring. And I could just tell you, man, from personal experience, there comes a time in hard fights where you don't want them to be hard every fight, man. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't. And you try not to engage in that way. And I understand why Tyson Fury didn't go the route he went with Deontay Wilder, because it's hard. It's psychologically hard. It's spiritually hard. It's mentally hard. It's physically hard. And so I think what we saw could be the highest potential of a Tyson Fury fighting a Usyk that we'll ever see. I don't think now, like you guys, someone had said earlier, the cocaine version of him is a different version, but this version we saw was the best non-cocaine version we will probably ever see.
Hey man, it is, man. Gloves and detached thumbs. Shout out to Christian Hammer. He tried to do him dirty, and all kinds of weird stuff. Let me ask you. Let me go to Fres. Would you have done anything? Well, it's hard to say that Usyk fought the perfect fight. He just had to literally dig deep, and he knew he was going to take damage from the bigger guy. Is there anything that you would have done watching that? Because I know you guys are pros, and Jeff, your way around the ring. Oh yeah, I know y'all way around the ring. You look at that, like Fres, when you looked at that, was there any point where you say, I wouldn't have done that, I would have done this? Would you when you watch fights, do you do that?
And I'm pretty sure all the experts we have on the panel is going to agree with me. When you fight a southpaw, what is the bread and butter punch that you have against a southpaw? What's that?
Right here.
Straight right in.
Fury didn't hit. I haven't seen him hit him a solid one in that whole fight. I mean, one that Fury's head went back. He can throw straight right hands. I don't know why. I mean, threw a nice jab, and like you were saying earlier, Usyk was walking him down. How the heck a bigger man gonna let a little guy walk him down? He wore himself out. So if we gonna fight him again, he's got to walk Usyk down. I mean, he got to be right there in front of him because it's gonna be the same.
I got the answer for you on that, Frez.
All right, what's that?
Usyk's counter left was better, and he was waiting for Fury to throw those rights, because the way he throws his left, and he got Joshua with it a lot as well. He throws it high. He doesn't throw it like toward the chest, the neck area. It's almost like a looping shot. That's the
He's not even looking when he throws it.
Huh?
He's not even looking when he throws it. He just throws it.
Well, he slips over on the outside, so he's not head on the center line.
Right.
But he wants to bait you into throwing that shot so he can counter it. See, again, that's a subtle thing. And you've been in the ring, so you should know this, that when somebody is a very good counter puncher, whatever your best punch is, you're a little bit more reserved about throwing it because you know that they're a great counterer. So it's like you look for a timing situation more than just the availability. Because the availability is there, but it's about timing. Can I beat him to the punch? And you fought Evander, didn't you, Frez?
Yes, that's where I was going at, because, he was being aggressive. So at times I'll step to the side, throw a right hand. But Tyson couldn't even step to the side or go back or throw a right hand. It just wasn't sharp enough.
Right, but in Evander's younger days, the best thing about him was his counterpunching ability. And that was where guys, you could make a guy freeze when you're a very good counterpuncher, because they'll be looking at you instead of letting their hands go, because they worried about that exchange. Because the best time to hit a guy is when he's trying to hit you.
You're right.
When you let something go,
you're right.
Yeah, and when you let something go, if they are expert at countering, you let what you let go, and they know what the counter is. Boom, that's how guys end up on the canvas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because you're wide open. Whether you can be throwing your jab and the guy counter that jab correctly, and you can find yourself on the canvas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you be like, damn, what did I do wrong?
Let me ask Jeff. Is there anything that you saw in Usyk that you say, okay, he could have did this a little better? Is there anything that you can critique in his performance?
Not really. I mean, I thought that Usyk, especially being a smaller guy, he did what he needed to do. I mean, he was moving and he was getting a certain angle to get in and get out. So I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, he was in danger, in my opinion, was in rounds 1 through like 5. That's where the danger was. The other thing was, people said, well, it might be worse because Usyk has had gas tank problems also, and now we're finding out that he doesn't really like body shots too hot. Found that out.
So nobody liked them.
No, those body shots suck, bro. I'm telling you, body shots suck. I got a body shot story, and it's not pretty. Body shots suck. But Fury, he did go to the body a couple of times. Well, not a few times, but he weathered the storm. In the second half of the fight, that was pretty much when Usyk, he just turned it all up on him, man. Anthony, Do you think that they got the call right? Because there's a lot of controversy from, especially, Fury says he won, so he's supposed to say that. But what did you think about the overall call?
I thought they got it right. Like I said, at the end of the day, the little man was the big man, and when you walking the big man down, I mean, I'm not a judge, but if I'm judging a fight, there's a few things that judges will take and consider. Maybe the little man walking the big man down, who throwing the harder punches, and they're listening to the crowd. Because a lot of times punches will land and the judges won't, I'm gonna say it. A lot of times I feel that punches won't land and the crowd will see it, they'll yell and scream, and it'll influence the judges.
Yeah.
As well as somebody throwing 4 or 5 punches to a fighter and they're landing, and then the one guy throws one shot and the crowd reacts to it, that is on the judges too. So at the end of the day, I kind of feel that I thought they got it right. When he hurt Fury and when he's stumbling around the ring, if I'm a judge, man, you could have called it a 10-7 round.
That was bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad.
I mean, I don't know if anybody on the panel agree with me, but I mean, you could call it a 10-7 round the way he was stumbling around the ring.
And I got a question. For the panel, and just my outlook. My question is, how do you guys perceive the mindset of the judges when they see a fighter in the ring that is showboating? Like, and I say that because I told my wife, I said, as we were watching the fight, I said, I don't believe judges really like to see a big guy showboating, especially on a small guy. This is a big magnitude of a fight, and for him to come out there, and I can see you doing it once or twice, but he just kept showboating, and I just kept saying, I wonder what the judges are thinking. And I would just like to ask the panel, what do you guys, what's your take on a guy showboating in a fight of this magnitude? Do you think the judges that like you? It's one thing to see a little guy showboating against a big guy, but a big guy showboating against a little guy in this type of fight, I don't think that, and that's just me, I don't think the judges like that at all, man. And that could even persuade the judges to say, look, I don't like this guy. I don't like his attitude in the ring. But I just want to know what everybody else thinks.
Well, I'll give my opinion on that, and I'm gonna go around the panel. My opinion is you're right. I don't think the judges in Saudi's a whole new area for this stuff. Can't cheat down there. The drug testing is serious down there. You can't play no games with poison and water or equipment. They're not playing those games. So you gotta go down there clean. All right, that's number one. Number two, that's showboating and stuff. It's the difference between, I'm gonna get a little nerdy on y'all. WWE professional wrestling here in the States. The camera comes on, people are hooping and hollering and jumping and flashing signs. Go to Japan and watch their pro wrestling shows. Everybody's quiet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's silent. You can hear a pin
I didn't
drop.
know that.
Yeah, it's quiet. You can pull up on YouTube. It's quiet. They don't hear nothing. Only when you do a move in the ring, they go, oh, and they don't get loud until the climax of the match. But when the match starts, they're quiet.
And they start clapping too.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very, very, very different. The way they do things over there is very different. Now, showboating. Our good brother, I would love to have spoken to him. Unfortunately, someone tried to take his life. Emmanuel Augustus. He's one of my favorite small guys of all time. Unfortunately, he can't function right now. But he lost a lot of fights because he's showboating. Fights that he was winning.
Yeah.
Fights that he was clearly winning. But the judge was like, yo, come on. Stop all this dancing and shit. And they got on their nerves. That man got like over 20, 30 losses. And I've seen him smoke guys but get robbed on the cards. I've seen it. You understand? So over there, nobody was buying what Tyson Fury was selling. And all of that it was a facade. It was a farce. All of that was He knew what he had to do. He knew he had to get Usyk out of there between 1 and 5, maybe 6. And he knew that being that he's not pumped up on his narcotic, if he don't get the job done, this guy's going to still be here, which is exactly what happened. He hit Usyk, man, he knocked Dillian White out with an uppercut. That guy went flying across the damn ring. Where was that power? No one buys into the behind the back and all that stuff. Things he did to Deontay Wilder in the first fight, behind the back and he wagging his tongue. He was not winning the rounds. But to public opinion, they find that cute. It's not cute. So, of course, it didn't really play in. So, Lamar, my answer to your question is they're not having that. Listen, you could cut my face up and I have a swole eye, but if you don't knock me out and I'm just at the end of the round going, I still lost the round. We're not into the drama. I want to know who landed the harder shots, who had the best ring generalship, who had the best defense. If you're not showing me any of that stuff, I don't care if you could wag your tongue and start breakdancing in the ring. I don't care about none of that crap. And in my opinion, because I watched the fight twice this morning, Usyk won the fight. Now I'm going to go to KG. Your opinion, good brother.
When it comes to showboating, Lane Brewston already gave the, you know what I'm saying, bro, you already gave the answer. You got to kill what you eat. So if you ain't killing what you eating or you have your will completely imposed, what the fuck you showboating for? You know what I'm saying? Fury got in there and started showboating because, like I said, he tried to play the gypsy games, but that shit don't work on the Joker.
That's right.
He was trying to draw him in with that, and then that's a selling point to the judges because they be like, it's no action, but this guy is stalling in the fight. Then when Usyk caught him with solid punches, everybody on this panel knows what no means. It means yes. He's doing like this, like yeah, hit me. It means yes, because you periodically did that every time you got hit with certain punches. It was a certain punch you got hit with. You'll do like this. I'm like, yep, no means yes. You're selling to the judges on your own. So he did a lot of selling on his own, and then like amateur showcases that I've attended. You know why we wear the shirts? You punch a guy's shoulder, the judge behind it sees the shirt flare out. That's a selling point. So, like I said, there's a lot of selling points, and Fury was selling to the judges that I'm not doing anything, and the fact that this guy has damn footwork like mine, if not better. I can't play the games with him like I do with everybody else. I can't get him drawn in to lay on him like I want to. He won't stand still for me to do this stuff. So let me play to the crowd because the lure man is still the lure man to me. I have to buy time now because he's not active. I'm not active. Let me get back and shake and shimmy on the ropes. That's not drawing Usyk in. We seen when he tried to draw him in, Usyk stepped back to the middle of the ring. The Joker, he's not going to play those kind of games with the Gypsy. The Gypsy sucks everybody else in. So to answer your question, Lane, is based on if you've killed what you can eat. I'm not a fan of showboat, but if you kill what you eat, it don't matter if you're the big man or the little man. Do your thing. That's on you. But just know that there's a con that comes behind that if you leave yourself out there. So to each his own. You know what I'm saying?
True story. Let me go to I'm gonna go to Fresh. Your thoughts, showboating.
Yeah, that, only rare freaking natures can get away with that. And I'm gonna mention one of my countrymen. I know you guys know who I'm talking about to go with. And he was a personal friend to me and my family, and actually went to one of my earlier pro fights when I co-main event with his son in Chicago, Hector Macho Camacho.
Yep.
I grew up watching the showboat and all that, and Puerto Rican, flag, the proud. I was a kid seeing that. But me personally, the showboat, it ain't me. I mean, I don't really like. I like to do my talking with that, with the hand. But yeah, for Fury doing that clown show, it hurt him a lot. Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, I think so. Stormy.
Personally, I think that when the guy get to showboating like that, you should be taking points from him. It's not even conducive to the fight itself. It's like, you know how you can best entertain the crowd by getting into the thick of it and making something happen kinetically, letting your hands go, putting a good move, getting a guy out of position and then getting something off, or making a guy miss and making him pay. Those kind of things will get the crowd more juiced and enthused than any of the showboating tactics that some of these men do. And Fury, he's at the top of the list with that foolishness, because I've already stated he was already working at a deficit because he was in there with somebody that was more versed in the sport than he is, and he knew that. Like I said, if anybody was in anybody's head, Usyk was in his.
Yeah,
it wasn't because of Usyk's intimidating with his, ability to fight and everything. It's his accomplishments. It's his track record. And now Fury knew that there was a level playing field over there in Saudi. He didn't have his Felix the Cat bag of tricks with him, and he was stripped out as a man in the desert, and didn't even have a glass of water with him. And it was beautiful to see, because when you put someone in that type of situation, they're going to show you who they are. And he showed you who he is. Very revealing. He'll never be the same after this fight. You know how they let you get these people out here now, they got podcasts and stuff, and they be saying, oh, that guy is never going to be the same or whatever. He's not going to be the same after this, because if you look at it for what it is, the bag of tricks that I just mentioned, it's real, y'all. It's real.
Yeah.
And he's been getting away with it far too long. Our brother Cunningham fell off earlier. He could tell you. It's like all the times that Fury has been on the canvas in the past, people have gotten to him, but he has had assistance from judges. He's had assistance from referees. Yes. He's had assistance from PDs. Yeah. He's had assistance from all types of sorts of criminals who've been associated and around the sport. I don't tell the truth. I ain't worried about telling the truth. You understand? But it's liberating, and you just have to call it for what it is.
Yeah.
You understand? And the people over there in Saudi, I'm glad that they're there, because guess what? Over there, you're going to see some real fights, and you're going to see some real ass whoopings. And that's what we've been getting. And I love it.
And shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh, because he's a real fan of the sport, and he's what we need. He's a fan of the sport with deep pockets, because he's doing exactly what we would do. To me, this is just playing a video game. I'll put this guy against this guy against this guy against this guy. Fights that'll never happen. I created Floyd Mayweather Jr. on my Fight Night Champion game, and I just threw him in there with Marvin Hagler and let the computer do it, just to see what would happen. You understand?
You did that.
That fight would have never happened, by the way, because Floyd before there was. I was just being a dick doing it. I was just being a dick. It's okay. But Jeff, let me go to you. I remember, speaking of Floyd, I remember Floyd versus Henry Brucelis, right? And you remember Floyd was styling on Henry so much, they were talking about the Super Bowl that weekend. And Floyd leaned over and looked over at Jim Lampley and said, the Patriots, and continued to whoop Henry's ass.
Whoa.
Now, he was showboating, but he was also whooping his ass. So is there a fine line with showboating? Like you mentioned Hector Camacho. Shout out to Hector. I was at the funeral. It was on 106th Street in Harlem.
Yeah.
I was there. Is there a fine line, or is it just a no-go in all aspects? Jeff, for you, that question was for you. For you, that question. That's Jeff's phone?
Jeff looked confused.
No, that my phone.
Like left a rose over there or something. Damn.
My phone is ringing.
Oh yeah. So you heard the question, Jeff?
Yeah. I think that referees don't like showboating, but I think that if showboating is a part of your game, and kind of like he said, like macho, or like the kid Ben Whitaker. I mean, the kind of stuff that he does is he's made it a part of his fighting. I mean, as well as showboating. So, I mean, to me, if you know how to do it and put it into your game, I mean, I don't think nothing's wrong with it. But I mean, because I'm entertained by a guy that can showboat and can actually fight. I'm entertained by that.
In the right circumstance is what you're saying, and under the right circumstances.
Yes, I mean, because like I said, there's certain fighters that actually showboating is actually a part of their fighting skills as well.
Right.
I mean, I know everybody knows about this kid, Ben Whitaker, and the way he fights. I mean, he makes boxing look fun.
That's the kid from the United Kingdom?
Yeah.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
I've seen him.
I think that fades with more elite competition, though. I think he's doing that. He's able to style on the food that he has in front of him right now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you know, I mean, early in the fight, you know, guys get comfortable and they do stuff like that. And I've also seen when it's gone wrong. You know, one right hand changes shit. I mean, when Prince Nassim Hamed finally got in the ring with Marco Antonio Barrera, I was like, this is where this shit stops. That's when I told everyone. I said, it's not gonna fly, this fight. And he just beat his ass. It was crazy, man. So there's a time and place for everything. And Fury, he tried to sway public opinion in the form of judges, and it wasn't working. It's like you being a comedian and you telling a joke on stage and it's bombing all over the place. They're throwing tomatoes and bananas at you. It's just crazy. Know what I mean? Anthony, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with Jeff. You know, some fighters have showboating a part of their game. I mean, you go back as far as Ali. And I'm gonna give y'all a fight. When Ali fought Cleveland Big Cat Williams, look at how he was showboating with the foot, with the shuffle. But he was punching and he finished the fight. You know, remember Roy Jones with the hands behind his back and he knocks out Glenn Kelly. You know, incorporate in there with your fighting. But Tyson Fury, in my opinion, you know, he's what's that noise? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah, with Tyson Fury, you know, doing that with Usyk, you know, hey man, Undisputed's on the line, man. That's the last thing you can think about is showboating. You know, you should be in there throwing your hands. And I'm gonna take it like this. I'm like Stormy. You know, refs should take a point. You know, I remember that time when Adrian Broner fought Marcus Madonna and he turned around and he humped him. The referee should have took a point from him.
Who the fuck does that? Jesus.
Yeah, he humped him. He should have took 2 points. Ew. I mean, I ain't gonna say 2, but he should have took 1 point from him for humping Marcus Madonna. I mean, we've all seen worse.
Oh my God, that sounds disgusting.
Yeah,
Marco's humping back
Prince,
though.
Man.
Ew.
You humped him back?
Yeah, he humped him back.
Oh,
I forgot, but you probably did. But still, though, I would have took a point, you know, for doing something like that. You know, then you got like the Prince, and even so, even before the Barrera fight, we even fought Kevin Kelly. He wasn't out there showboating because Kevin Kelly was putting hands on him until he got caught. You know, so yeah, you know, I kind of agree with Jeff. You know, if some people hasn't incorporated to their fighting styles, even back to Emmanuel Augustus, there was a lot of, you right, Drew, a lot of times, man, he was showboating and he lost fights. But there was one fight he fought a guy named Courtney Burton. He didn't showboat. He didn't do none of that. He won the fight and they robbed him.
Yes, sir.
And they robbed him.
Yes, sir. Courtney Burton. I watched that. Wasn't that on ESPN?
It's ESPN, man. And you know,
yeah, I watched that a lot, man.
When the fight against Rob, you know how Teddy Atlas is, man. He acts a plumb nut. So they robbed Emmanuel Augustus on that fight.
Man, that is messed up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love the sport, but you gotta hate the sport, but you love the sport, but then you hate the sport. Now, we just on the outside looking in, but I mean, sheesh, man. Not to bring up, bad things. Like Fresh is right here, and salute to Chris Bird. That's my guy. But Fresh, I thought you won that fight, bro.
It's not that I won that fight. I worked him like how Usyk did Tyson Fury. I worked him. I beat him in his own game. He was a softball, but I was able to throw that right hand and land. Unlike Tyson Fury did with Usyk, I was able to be successful, and that was the difference.
I remember that was the first time ever I ever seen Chris Bird in the last round have to walk forward and force the fight. I've never seen that in my life.
Good one. You're right.
I said, oh shit. I said, Chris got to walk. I said, man, but Fresh, I was watching that like, damn, he's beating him to the punch, man. I was like, man, how's he going to do this? And then the last round, Chris had to walk forward. I said, oh shit. I was confused, bro. I was confused. I never.
It was one of my greatest performances because that fight I trained so hard. I remember Tito Trinidad motivate me, like how Bruce was saying he'll spar these rounds, and get ready, for Klitschko and all that. I used to run El Junque, the mountains in Puerto Rico, man. I never did in Chicago. I was raised in Chicago, but I went back to my country once Tito Trinidad and his father gave me his blessings. I did workouts and running there that I never would have been able to do if I would have stayed in Chicago. So that's why a lot of us fighters, we move out of Chicago, because Chicago, for some strange reason, it's like kryptonite or something, man. I mean, a lot of fighters have to leave because it ain't the right place for me to stay focused. Too many people know each other, and I'm glad my country, with open arms accepted me, back to my country as far as representing, my beautiful island, and that was the best move. I won't be here today talking to you guys if I didn't turn pro in Puerto Rico. If I would have stayed in Chicago, I probably wouldn't even be recognized.
Yeah, you did exceptionally well. Hey, Layman, and I know you and Chris's family. I know that. Do you remember that fight? Did you watch that
man.
live?
Yeah, and true to form, what you said. One thing about me, I'll never ever cheat a man of a fight, man. And Fred did everything he did, and he should have got that victory, man. It is what it is, and he fought a beautiful fight because it's hard to fight Chris Bird.
Man,
I want to say something, Drew. You know what I noticed, man? It seemed like they just didn't want Fred to be champion for some reason. Is it?
Yeah,
I said the same thing.
I can't stand that knucklehead. I'm surprised he's still alive.
They don't want you to be champion, man.
Yeah.
Shannon Briggs,
James Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, man. Come on, they didn't want you to be champion, man.
Yeah.
Man, this is I tell everyone that don't know, because we're in a microwave society, and I like to say I don't know everything, but I do know what I know. And I do more listening than I do talking. And so when I have these panels, you guys can educate me more on shit that I just don't know about. But we got a lot of Johnny-come-latelys that just started watching boxing like 6-7 years ago. And, can you imagine? Try discussing rocket science with a 10-year-old. I mean, that's the level of incompetence that we're dealing with. And it's like, it gets annoying sometimes, but it's like, oh my God, man. It's weird, man. But when it comes to the X's and O's, I'd rather have the pros here. You understand? So I really appreciate you guys, man. Final thoughts, man.
Real quick, guys, sorry to interrupt, on the Chris Bird fight. But one thing I gotta say, man, that brother, hey, he got nothing but mad respect. He had, a lot of guts, could be pressure. He was on a podcast not too long ago, I think last year, and he admitted himself, I'm not saying there was excuses or nothing. He said for that fight, something happened that he couldn't train or something happened, but he did admit that I did beat him. I should be the heavyweight champ that day, and he gave me praises. He said, "Fred, you're the uncrowned champ," and that meant a lot. I forgot which podcast it is. If you guys look it up, I felt redeemed. That the man, who everybody didn't want a piece of, I mean, Lennox Lewis and everybody threw away their titles to not to face Chris. So, you know, for him to say that, I mean, on that podcast, I forgot which one, it was a very popular one. You know, that meant a lot, man. It's like, man, he gave me my championship belts. That, you know,
Man, he gave you your flowers, man. This is a guy.
Yeah.
I was nervous when he took the David Tua fight because you know I'm like, oh my God, one shot and it's over. And man,
Right.
David couldn't throw a rock into an ocean against Chris, man. He missed everything.
Yeah.
And I said, holy smokes, man. Chris,
And I took his playbook. I took Chris Burke's playbook for that fight. You see, I dominated David. I got, you know, thirsty, young. I was in my 20s, trying to. I thought I could probably hurt him, trying to knock him out. And he caught me with the punch. He don't knock nobody out. An overhand right. And I learned a lot from Chris Burke that night.
Yeah, man. Chris is the truth, man. Defensive specialist, man. There's a rematch clause with Usyk and Fury. Jeff, how you think that plays out?
I won't be surprised. I think it's gonna be another fight that's gonna be extremely close. Don't know who's gonna win.
I can hear you, though. We can hear you.
I know somebody keep trying to call me.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
So he called for a rose. He said, Jeff, I got a rose.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, but I think the fight's gonna be a lot like it was the last fight. I wouldn't even be surprised if the next fight go to Tyson Fury, but I don't know. Maybe the damage that's done to him might just be too much though for him to overcome.
Well, sometimes a loss can help you. You know, sometimes a setback is a setup, and maybe this will make him go back to the, to the depths of his heart and his mind and his spirit. Maybe he'll bring something out that he's been keeping in his closet. Like, I know that sometimes that vacation, if you will, is the best thing for a person. Let him miss the sport. Let him open his eyes to all the possibilities of if I took another route, it may be harder, but just giving him the benefit of the doubt, or maybe I'm doubting the benefit.
That's cool.
Real quick, the corner work of Tyson Fury. This is very important because Sugar Hill was over there in this corner. What do you think about the adjustments or lack thereof? The corner work in both corners. Well, we can start with the loser in Tyson Fury. Do you think that that was good corner work?
Me personally, that's a hiccup. He gotta be the man. He's gotta be the one that wake your ass up. You fucking losing the fight. Jab more. Throw that uppercut more. You hurt him. He didn't do none of that. He'll talk to him very passive. Fury, like you said, that dude on cocaine cowboy mode. You gotta talk to him with energy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, man, get your ass up, man. What is wrong? That wasn't happening in that ring. To my opinion.
Goodness. Naaman, what about you?
Well, I agree. I agree with what Fred said. Sometimes you gotta do something to get your fighter's attention. I mean, I remember in fights where my trainer, Bill Slayton, he actually slapped me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it make me wake up like, okay, you know what I mean? Like a tinge hut, you know what I mean? So it's necessary evil sometimes, So I agree with Fred.
Yeah.
So it was a collapse in leadership in the corner, and the collapse of the fighters not knowing how to think outside the box. Jeff, what do you think about the corner work?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm a quiet person in the corner. Mm-hmm. Only time you're gonna really hear me is if you're doing something wrong and really, really wrong. So I don't really know. I mean, because if that's how they work all the time, I guess that's fine. I mean, that's just how I am. I mean, when I'm in the corner, I'm not one of those rah-rah coaches that always yelling, and that's not me. I'm just gonna try to tell you what's right, and I'm gonna try to tell you when you come to the corner and not be yelling across the ring. So I'm different. I'm a little different. So to me, that didn't make no difference in the outcome of the fight.
Well, you know, Jeff, I just want to say to you, man, and I know you've been a fighter as well, man. Sometimes it takes a spark to create a fire.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but like I said, you can still create a spark by just telling the person what they need to do in that corner. You don't have to yell.
Well, against a fighter like Cowboy Fury, I mean, unfortunately, you're right, Jeff. You gotta like slap those guys. You gotta wake. You're right though. You're right, Jeff. I mean, I love your coaching style. When you coaching a Tyson Fury type of guy, that's the difference.
I think it's possible that Sugar Hill is too friendly with him, and he don't want to crack that whip. You paying him to do a job, so you paying him to tell you, "Hey, mofo, wake the hell up." This is for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. There hasn't been one since Lennox Lewis. 4-belt era. What the fuck are you doing? Because I know Sugar Hill, I know Emmanuel Stewart would have been in his chest.
Yeah.
I heard him scream at Lennox Lewis. Don't fucking play with this guy. Get him out of there.
Yes.
Right.
I think Fury was already to the point that he was looking through Sugar Hill. Like he was there, he recognized the voice. There was no need to yell because he knows the voice. You know what I'm saying? That's a familiar voice. So they have, you know what I'm saying, whatever rapport they have. But as the fight went on, look at the look on Fury's face. His head is back like this. He's just, you can see he's not all the way, you know what I'm saying, all the way locked in. You know what I'm saying? He's looking through, almost wondering, where is that mountain, that ski slope of damn powder at? Or do I want to continue to do this? You know what I'm saying? You can kind of see the dejectedness in his face. You know what I'm saying? He may have been listening, but it was muscle memory to nod and say, okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what you know what I'm saying, almost what it was.
So was that a collapse on Sugar Hill, or was that a collapse on Fury?
It was a collapse on both, because like I can't who just said it. He said it kind of friendly. They you know what I'm saying? So I can tell they play around a lot.
Yeah.
They got a playful, you know what I'm saying? So if he turned up on him, you see they take shirts off, drink beers, and eat cheeseburgers together. So you know what I'm saying? I've had fighters that I've trained and think these guys are damn clean, ask me to smoke with them, and I'm like, are you serious?
Hey, what?
Yeah. So like I said, like some of these guys, they get too comfortable with you. They don't understand. Like when I was in the military, I was cool with first sergeants, but I would never call that first sergeant by his first name.
Right.
First sergeant such and such. I would never disrespect that man in uniform and call him by his first name. Like I said, you got to understand the relationship. It's got to be a switch turned on, turned off. And if we training, motherfucker, understand we in training mode right now. So Frez, I understand exactly what you're saying. You need to, like, not necessarily slap him, but hey, number 2, throw ice on his damn chest. Shock him real quick, because I need his attention. Yeah. I need his attention. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't have that. Yeah, he didn't get it.
Yeah.
He damn sure didn't. Trick, your thoughts. Was it a collapse in the corner? You know, Sugar Hill? Was it Sugar Hill? Was it Fury? A combination of both? What's your opinion on that?
For the most part, I normally have the volume down when I'm watching a fight. And I always tell people, watch a fight without the volume. Watch the fight first with the volume, go watch it without the volume the second time, because you can be like, oh man, that punch didn't land. For example, I remember when Lomachenko fought, I'll get back to you in a second, but I remember when Lomachenko fought Devin Haney, Tim Bradley went through a series and said, oh man, look at these punches by Lomachenko, and the punches didn't even land. When I went back and watched it again without the sound, them punches, the sequence didn't even land. But anyways, I don't know what was said in the corner, but there were no adjustments. And I agreed with Layman as well, and Jeff, both of y'all. I both agree at the same time. Kind of like, I'm gonna take y'all back. Remember when Dominic Gwynn fought Michael Grant?
Yes, I do.
Remember how Remember how Ronnie Shields got on Dominic Gwynn in that corner? Man, what's wrong with you? Get it out there! And then the next round, boom, he knocked him out. So, you know, maybe he should have did something like I remember when Trinidad fought he might have fought Bernard Hopkins, and Papa Trinidad was slapping him in the face.
Slapping right in the face.
Slapping him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
I saw when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson, Emmanuel Stewart. Get it.
Get him out of there. Don't fucking play with this guy. Get him out of there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I agree with both of y'all. Yeah, I believe you got to light a spark to get a fire, and then at the same time, too, you know, Jeff kind of takes the Tony Dungy approach of coaching. You know, Tony Dungy was that cool coach. Jeff's that cool trainer. So I see where y'all both going with it. So yeah, I agree with both of y'all.
Let me go to Stormy, because we actually was just talking about corner work a few days ago, and we talked about a fight. I'll let Stormy tell the story, bro. You know what fight we was just talking about? He was like, "Wake up!" He was like, "Ah!"
Oh yeah, that was when Emmanuel Stewart was coaching Donnell Nicholson against Andrew Galata. And
oh wow,
Galata was kind of manhandling Donnell, and Donnell wasn't dealing with the situation very well. So he came back to the corner. It's out there, you know. It was on HBO. Yeah. He comes to the corner, and Emmanuel was telling Donnell, he said, "You acting out there like a punk. You need to get out there and fight this chump. You need to get out there and do this. Get in there. Don't come back to this corner if your ass ain't gonna fight." And Donnell was like, "Oh!" He let out that Rocky Balboa yell, man. I was like, it was hilarious.
Man.
He still went out and got knocked out, but it was like Emmanuel was firing him up though. He let out that little gay man yell. That was hilarious, man. It was one of my funniest moments, you know, watching the fights and seeing the cornermen and their reaction. But my thoughts on it is very interesting because, you know, Sugar Hill's been a part of this Fury camp for a few years now, and they've had some successes, and I think that he's enjoyed some falsehoods during these successes because, like, trying to tell the public that he coached Fury into how to have punching power, which is BS. All of you brothers out here know that that's BS, and particularly the fights with Wilder and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, and I love my brother Deontay Wilder. Don't get me wrong, but he's not the most polished boxer. So it's like when you're trying to say certain things, it just doesn't gel. You were in there with a and not able to coach him through those circumstances. So I saw some chinks in Sugar Hill's armor exploited tremendously last night. Then there were some other characters from Fury's corner that were a part of discussion between rounds and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm looking around. This guy's talking, that guy's talking. Sugar Hill was saying some stuff. I'm like, there was really turmoil over there.
There was no urgency I didn't see.
You know, there was turmoil over there. And from Usyk's corner, his coach was right in front of him, reminding him of certain things. And there was an adjustment period where you saw like rounds, I think it was rounds 5 through 7 or 8, that Fury seemed to be winning those rounds and got into a little bit of a groove. But Usyk never wavered. He came back and he was able to do some other things and had a breakthrough. And that's that old adage about not giving up. You know, when you believe in yourself and you have conviction. And I think that breakthrough that Usyk had, Fury wasn't able to readjust to that because the situation changed. It became something like, oh, now he can knock me out. You understand? So it put a whole different spin on things. But fights with guys at the top level of the sport don't become competitive until one person makes an adjustment and the other person has to either react positively to that adjustment or is incapable of reacting positive to the adjustment. You saw it in certain fights. Like I like to use Leonard and Hearns 1 as an example. There was a lot of ebb and flow in that fight. You know, Tommy Hearns was outboxing Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard, who was a good fast boxer, had to become the pursuer, the guy who had to go for the knockout and things of that nature. When Hearns had the reputation of knocking people out, but Leonard had to change from boxing because he couldn't outbox Tommy. He had to fight him. And see, those are the kind of things that happen within a fight that lets you know what's really going on with a fighter's ability to adjust or on the fly, or his corner to, you know, find a way to instruct him, hey, try this. You know what I'm saying? So it was different. And even recently, there was a fight with Raymond Ford, that fight that he fought where he had to get that guy. The guy was strong early, and it was going to be a tough fight for him, but he started putting in this body work. And that body work paid off because in the last couple of rounds, the guy was fading. And he knocked him out with seven seconds to go in the final round. But it was the body work because that guy was just trying to survive and get through that 12th round. But Raymond never gave up. He stopped him 7 seconds before the round ended. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of change and adjustment that fighters, when you believe in what you're doing, you believe in what your game plan is, and you might have to go through something, but you still go out there to do what you intend to do. That's very important.
Man, so many things we could gather, but we'll never know. What we do know is that the outcome is what it is. And, you know, sometimes, you know, people may want to say, okay, it was the corner's fault or it's the fighter's fault. The corner has to relay the message to the fighter. The fighter got to execute. The corner can't make the fighter execute. Things of that nature. We'll never know. We do know the outcome, though. That's what we do know. And Usyk is the undisputed world champion. And I think if they run it back, I think Tyson Fury said October. I think it's going to be an easier outcome for Usyk because he knows what he's dealing with now. And what's going to happen if Usyk decides to jump on him and put him on the back foot come round 4? You know what I'm saying? What's Fury going to do? Because I think we've seen the best of Fury. He has no second gear when he has nothing in his bloodstream. That's just what it is. There's no power there. He's just he's a bit of a freak of nature because he's tall and he's light on his feet. All that feinting he does and playing to the audience, that shit is over now. So I think this will be his last fight. Usyk is going to beat his ass more convincingly this time, and on to bigger and better things, man. And yeah, that's what it is, man. Yo, Layman, man, thank you for showing up, bro. I really appreciate you, good brother.
My pleasure, brother. Anytime. You know, we family, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Oh, look, Jeff trying to... Jeff, you good? You're on mute, Jeff.
Jeff got that purge going on over there.
Yeah, he got yeah. Jeff, you good, Jeff?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Loud and clear, man. Yeah,
y'all hear the music, do y'all?
No. We can hear you, brother. Yeah, somebody was looking for you hard.
Yeah, called me about 10 times. So.
Oh, there you go. No doubt, man. We're gonna close up, man. Thank you for showing up, though, good brother, man. Much love and appreciation, man. I always love to. They're gonna picture Trick and Jeff right there. Man, listen.
Oh, definitely.
I appreciate you, good brother. Anytime you got an open invite on here anytime.
All right.
Yeah, man. Anytime you're welcome back. I always like the professional opinions because, like I said, I tell all my audience, I don't know everything. I'm a student just like everybody else, man. I'm a student just like everybody else, man. And whenever you guys, Frez, Layman, y'all show up. I just listen. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. I just want to make sure that I'm on the same page. But it's refreshing when y'all say things, and I'm like, I was thinking that. That knows I'm on the right track, man. So I appreciate you, brothers, so much, man. Much love and appreciation, y'all. And we'll reach out to y'all at the next fight, the next big fight.
Okay.
All right.
All righty.
Much love and appreciation. Thank you, Layman. Thank you, Jeff, man.
Thank
Much
you,
love.
brother. All right.
Sir.
All right. Take care, everybody.
All right, now, KG. Let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Oh man, you can find me everywhere, man. You can find me this morning, with Act Reach over at the Jamboree, and then about 11:30 you can catch me. You caught me over. If you can catch me, you can spin the block, go back and catch me with Stormy B, man. We turned out a good hour and a half, almost 2 hours, and then I had to pull a hat trick because Usual Suspects Sunday didn't get kicking today, so I seen Drew on, and then I seen the star-studded cast that you had, and I said, you know what? Let me see if I can. Let me get in. I got hand wraps in the bag. My bag in the back.
You know it's an open invite for y'all, for my family. Y'all know that.
Yeah, my bag in the back, man. I got the hand wraps, I got the gloves. I got, you know what I'm saying? So hey, mouthpiece, no boiler bites. I still got the fight. I got the bite doctor mouthpiece still, so we still good. So I said I'll come in swinging with you guys today this evening.
No doubt.
I appreciate you. Everybody that was on the panel, the chat. They showing me more and more love on a daily basis. So, you know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't subscribed to Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, go check us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, Cadillac Red, and the Usual Suspects, man. We over there. You know what I'm saying? We keep it bullshitting with you, man. But you know what I'm saying? But if you want my take, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get some real boxing talk over there. So, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the LDBC, man.
No doubt, man. And listen, man, that's some straight shooting, man. That's some straight boxing talk, man. Go subscribe to Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Go subscribe to the Jab Jamboree. Go subscribe to my brother 503 Lion. You know what I'm saying? We getting it popping. Let me get to these super chats. I promise I wouldn't forget them. Salute to my brother, always support. My brother Eric Jordan in that super chat. He said, Fury couldn't handle the fury of the ninja sword.
Then let him taste the fury of my nigga sword!
Fight Sport Talk in that super chat. Much love, brother. He said Usyk embarrassed Fury and also beat the corrupt officials, the judges, the referee were against him. Also, Fury's comments afterwards were disgraceful. He made an excuse, y'all. Where your memes at? He made an excuse. He said they gave Usyk the nod because of what's going on in the Ukraine. Where your memes at? Where your videos? That's an excuse.
Where's the public apology for making a remark like that?
That's right.
He's being disrespectful to a nation of people that's at war right now, and he don't have nothing to do with it. Is that racism?
Is it? Sound like racism to me.
See, now y'all just being petty. Stop it. No.
Salute to my brother, I Am Legend Boxing in that super chat. He said, salute to the panel. I see everybody in August. I got my tickets, man. Looking forward to connecting with you brothers, man. Derek Gaines, the legend, my brother in the Strong House for 10 months. He said, so will that brother who beat Fury get a shot? You talking about, well, you gotta be talking about Usyk. Because, the only brother I know that beat, the only brother that beat Fury 3 times, well, twice, in my opinion, was Deontay Wilder, but he got robbed. But that's a whole nother conversation. I Am Legend Boxing back in that super chat. He said Holyfield recovery power was like he took a Senzu bean, hashtag Dragon Ball, for real. I've seen Evander get hit with some shit, and then a round later, oh my God, man, that guy's recovery was retarded. Crazy, man. Trick, let them know how they can find you, good brother.
Find me on Instagram, Trick_Noting, Facebook, Anthony Carter, my government name. Hey man, this is a great show today. You know, what can I say, man? You know, having them guys on here talking with us, it was awesome, man. And thank you, Drew, for letting me get on here with y'all. You and Stormy, KG.
Nah, brother, thank you. I tell the chat all the time, whenever you see legends up here, it's you doing that, bro. So that's what I'm saying. I put it in the description. I appreciate the super chats and stuff, but when you see guests up here and you see Trick up here, don't send me a dimes. Redirect that to $Trick Noty. Hit him in the Cash App. For real. He gets shit done. For real, man. So I salute to you, my brother.
And one more thing, man, would have got Larry Donald on here, man, but he was at work at the hospital, man, and it was blocking him from getting on, you know.
Yeah.
And I was gonna get Hakeem Rockman, man, but something was going on with his phone, man. So, man, that was two. We'll get him. We'll get him back.
You know, it'll be a good time to get them back.
Wilder Zane.
Yep. Wilder Zane. After that, that whole card is lit, by the way.
Yeah.
That whole card is lit. That's a damn good card. So that'll be an excellent time to bring those brothers.
Yo, I think Wilder Zane. Yeah, you know, and with Beterbiev and Bill will fight, I'm gonna get a light heavyweight card together, man.
I can't wait for that.
It's gonna be a wrap, bro.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait, man. I was waiting on that, but you know the fight ended up getting canceled. So we got some stuff going on, man. So appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, good brother. Stormy, let them know how they can find you.
Everybody can find me right here on YouTube, man. Stormy B-Man is the channel. That's Stormy B-Man. All caps, but no cap. I put the link in the chat.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. Zooming through the skies to infinity and beyond, no idea where I'm finna be. Can only hold out for hope of safe landings, but it's in, I'm gonna take what I'm handed. They gawking up at the sky like, it's a bird, it's a plane, oh my god, it's a being up this high, it was always the plan. At the end of the day, it's just me and my gang. It's just me and my gang. It's just me and my kid. Simple syllabic sonics written about the subject. Supersonic speed, the way people get on it. Sick of infinitesimal problems slipping through cracks of my conscience. If this beat was a prison, then I'm a convict. I leave the tracks.
Tickets on sale now. We're in Atlanta this year. Know what I mean? Be there, be square. Know what I mean? Come in peace or you're leaving pieces, man. So salute to all of y'all. Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Super Chat, man. Much love and appreciation to every last one of y'all. And the Queens of the Ring is on, so let's go continue to listen to this boxing conversation. Let's go support our queens. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all. Bronx on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.